Hello, welcome back to Misery and Suffering. So, I just bought in 100% Pragmata so you didn't have to spend your money, because we both know you're broke. And let me tell you, before I didn't really want to be a parent, but now I'm kinda considering it. I mean, I already am kind of a father because I have my cat, and if you say that, it's not your child, you did not carry her in your belly, how will you explain this? Anyway, the game has not been out for a week and there is so much drama revolving around it, it's insane and disgusting. On one side, we have people complaining that the Android child got censored, and then doubling down when Capcom blocked them on Twitter, making it look like they're the bad guys. Well, actually, it's a video game character, they're not real. Alright, that is so creepy as f***. It's a character modeled after a child. And now the Reddit mods are removing positive reviews of Pragmata from Reddit. On the other side, we have people saying that it's a problem for a game with mainly male audience to have a character designed after a child. And basically saying that it's a game from PDFs for PDFs. Brother, we're so cooked if this is what the world comes to. I don't know if I want to make it to 2027. Anyway, let's leave all of that to the news for the unemployed, because we're here to meme and talk about. Even the title screen interrupting me now. Anyway, in Dead Space, we play as Hugh, a space engineer that came to the moon station because things went wrong and they needed fixing. I warned you about spoilers, so f*** you, his whole team dies in the first 5 minutes. Hugh, of course, survives falling down from 10 meters up high and wakes up to him being fixed by a little android girl that we later named Diana.
Hugh. Diana.
Yeah.
Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana.
Skill issue. From there on, our mission is to contact the Earth to let them know what happened and to go back home so we can get closer to gambling and drunk driving. That's pretty much all you need to know about the story. So, not gonna lie, pretty unique combat, because in order to defeat anything, we're gonna need to hack it first, and only then we can shoot it, because if we don't, we might as well spit on the robots and hope they short circuit. The hacking itself looks like one of those TikTok game filters that people use to rage bait and farm engagement. Those make my blood boil at 2 in the morning, I swear to God. So the uniqueness of combat is the bread and butter of this game. You have to hack enemies to expose their weak points to do damage. Some of them have blockers to stop you from hacking, so you have to shoot them down. Some of them have the blockers inside the grid, so you have to avoid those. Also, we'll find some mods that we can select and use during our hacks by passing through them, and they will have different effects, like hacking other enemies close by the target, making the enemies turn on each other, overheat, and yada yada. The mods are not eternal, and after we used all of its charges, it's gone, and we can only pick up more of the map or select them back at our base. Speaking of our base, this is a place where we can upgrade weapons, mods, read the lore, and choose cosmetics for our characters. USSR or robot? Wait, does Diana have one? Bruh. This is so fucking cursed.
Oh yeah, that thing.
We can also do some challenges here, but I'm gonna get back to that later. So the gameplay is pretty straightforward. We fight, run around, solve some puzzles, fight more, look around for collectibles, and that's it. I mean, what, you were expecting a f***ing gacha factory? We already got one of those, pal. Anyway, we save our progress by reaching hatches. No, not those hatches. Which we can take back to the base, and we can travel to any hatch we have unlocked. So yeah, we can backtrack, which kind of reminds me of Metroidvania gameplay, but in Pragmata, this mechanic is solely made for you to come back for collectibles and chests. Like, it doesn't even add much. You just go to a previous location, use a new ability, and get a chest. Like, in my opinion, if that's the case, make those locations have a secret boss fight or another puzzle or something. The further we progress, the more new enemy variants we meet, and they get stronger. At the end of the game, we also get introduced to a new mechanic, and it makes the combat harder, because now you don't only hack the targets, but some of them you have to cleanse with the new ability that you got. And it has a charge time, a cooldown, and a certain range that grows larger the longer you hold it. So if you miss, you have to dodge the enemies and wait for it to recharge. Because if you try to hack them without cleansing, there are some purple spots on the grid that will stagger your hacking process, blah blah blah. It did make the endgame feel a bit harder, but at the same time, it's kind of felt like they added that just to add it. It just kind of felt like the game was rushed. Because I know they released an apology video for them moving the release date again. And some YouTubers might want to take notes on how to do an apology video. And it feels like there was supposed to be so much more to the game, it just never made the final cut. Because in all honesty, it took me 17 hours to 100% the game. Like, yeah, on one side you have people not like me that have actual jobs and they can only play the game for an hour a day. But they also do not have the video game excellency like yours truly does, so it's gonna take them longer to beat a game just in general. Thank you, I know. On the other hand, 17 hours, bro, for 60 bucks? That's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like 7 cases on CS. And I'm not kidding when I say 100% the game. Like, the only thing left for me to do is either play New Game Plus or beat the game on lunatic mode, which I am currently doing right now while this video is being uploaded. But I'm also doing that solely for the achievement, because why would I replay the game if the choices I make are not gonna matter? I got all of the chests, all of the collectibles. I 3-starred all of the challenges, which are like smaller missions with some extra tasks, where you have to kill enemies without taking damage or reach a destination under a certain time. And for you to truly beat them, you have to complete all of the objectives in a single run. Like, I got all of the achievements besides beating the game on the lunatic difficulty, which is unlocked after you beat the game for the first time. Also, after beating the game, you unlock something called the hidden sector, which basically gives you another 10 challenges to beat, but they're a little harder and they do not have those extra tasks. And after beating all of them, you get a bunch of cosmetics and you get a new mod, something called the black box, which if you equip,
Major spoilers ahead,
and beat the final boss again, gives you like a 5-second Easter egg at the end of the game.
I'm ready.
Welcome back. What's this? Traveling alone today?
Which is like a true ending, I guess. But that whole new segment kind of felt like a DLC. It felt like it wasn't supposed to be the part of the main game. I was a bit hypocritical at first because I saw a Co-op 64's TikTok on a Saturday and they both said they completed the game, which I would like to remind you came out a day before, and I was like, no way, you guys just sprinted through the game to make a video, right? But then I was like, yeah, you know what, never mind. But I also think they got the review copies, so I'm pretty sure they got the game earlier. But the biggest surprise is that everyone's favorite critic, IGN, actually had a decent playthrough of the game and gave them an 8. For those of you that don't know, the critics in IGN are allergic to video games. Like, I'm not kidding, the guy that was reviewing Cuphead couldn't beat the tutorial. But in all honesty, is Pragmata worth 60 bucks? I don't think so. I think 17 hours is just too short. Yeah, like, also a reminder, I'm a video game nerd. I held a mouse in my hand since I was 3 years old. So I would like to think I'm a lot better than your average gamer that comes back home after a 12-hour shift just to play video games for an hour to escape the reality. On the other hand, they're much better than me because they're employed. But still feels like the game was a little too short. Even the relationship between Hugh and Diana just feels so rushed. 1 second ago, he's like, "You're not a real human, you're just a dirty fucking clank." And after, he's just so proud of his daughter. It just feels like there were no turning moments of their relationship whenever he just starts trusting her more and more, and then at the end of the game she becomes like a daughter to him. Also, another thing, I feel like everything was just a little too predictable. As soon as we saw 8, I knew that that was gonna be the main villain of the game. But with everything said, still shed a tear at the end of the game, not gonna lie.
I was crying like a bitch.
So overall, I will give the game a solid 8.3. So to answer your question, do you buy Pragmata? Yes, if you have $60, yes, you definitely buy the game. The game looks great, the interactions between Hugh and Diana are very cute.
Then I can go see your house and the ocean and real trees.
You bet.
The soundtracks are very good, gameplay itself is very enjoyable. The only two things for me, as I mentioned before, the story was a bit predictable and the game itself felt rushed, so we didn't really see the development in Diana's and Hugh's relationship. But anyway, if you have $60, try the game, definitely recommend. So thanks for watching. If you like my content, please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Hell yeah!